Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Universal Magic with Jamie. Today we're actually going to be defining the 7 major chakras. Now, we started talking about the chakra system in the last episode, and we were talking about how the chakra system is actually these wheels or these spinning centers of light and energy that are basically processing universal energy so that we can use that energy to stay very healthy, to stay very vital. It's for our overall sense of well-being. All right. Now, we were also talking about the fact that besides our 7 major chakras, we have chakras throughout our entire bodies. We have chakras throughout our entire energy field. It is actually said that we have over 1 billion chakras that actually are keeping us very much in contact with the universe, bringing in universal energy and processing that energy so that we can all stay very vital, very healthy. All right? But instead of talking about all of those billions of chakras, we're just going to talk about the 7 major ones in this video. So let's begin, everybody. And first we're going to talk about the very first chakra, the root chakra. Now, the root chakra is very important. Its color is red. And it's actually located, there's actually 2 theories about where it's located. It's said to be located in the genitalia area in the front of the body and in the sacral area in the back. And of course, the sacral area is the sacrum bone that's at the bottom of your spine. Now, that's one theory. And remember what we actually said. Your chakras are coming out from the front and the back of your bodies. A second theory, though, is this idea that the root chakra is actually located in the perineum space. Now, if you're not really sure what the perineum actually is, that is that little area, that little space that's between the genitalia and the anus, all right? And it's actually that the energy is coming down out of the body. That's really important when we think about the energy flow, but we're not going to talk about that today. We'll talk about the energy flow in the next video. Today we're just defining the chakras, all right? So we'll come back and revisit that in the next video. But that is where our chakra, our root chakra, the 2 theories of where it's said to be located. As I said, it's red. It's spinning very quickly. It is the first chakra that actually develops when we are born. And that's incredibly important because this is the chakra that actually connects us to our life on earth. So it's all about our basic human physical needs. So if you are actually feeling like you have enough food, enough water, enough sex, enough exercise, enough sleep, this chakra is going to be very wide open. If you are very happy in where you are living, if you feel very safe, very comfortable, if you feel very secure in where you physically are, this chakra is very wide open. But remember, there's a lot of people who don't have that. There are a lot of people who are struggling with food, struggling with clean water. A lot of people who may have been sexually abused, who are struggling with their own sexuality. There are people who may feel very uncomfortable in their homes, may not feel safe in where they live. In those situations, that chakra may be blocked. It may be smaller. It may be not quite as open. All right? Now, this does not mean that this person is stuck with this throughout their life. We always may have opportunities come along where we can change these chakras. We can get healthier. We can get stronger. We can change these chakras. We can bring more energy in. And we can certainly talk about that going into the next few videos if we talk about energy healing. All right? But just know that this is the chakra that really connects us to our life on earth. Now, our next chakra, if we take a look at the next one right here, just above the root chakra. Now, this one is our abdominal chakra. And where that one is actually located is that if I place my thumb into my navel, my belly button, and just rest my hand down, it's right here in this area. Now, as I said in the video prior video, is that sometimes for people's chakras, they're not always so beautifully lined up as you see in diagrams. Sometimes our chakras can be a little bit more to the left or the right of our bodies. That can happen. Our energy fields can be just as uniquely beautiful and uniquely flawed as our bodies are. Okay? And so But if we take a look at the diagrams, it's actually just centered in this section right here. So what this actually is responsible for, now this chakra is yellow. And this chakra is spinning a little bit faster than the root chakra actually is. Now, in this particular chakra, this is actually where we have all of our hopes and our dreams. This is where we have our goals for the future. This is where we're making our plans for our lives. So if you are actually someone who has some big goals for your life right now, this chakra is going to be wide open. All right. If you're really thinking about your future and contemplating your future, there's going to be a lot of energy in this chakra. But if you are currently thinking about trying to make some hard decisions about moving, or trying to make some hard decisions about should I go back to school or not, or thinking about changing jobs and not really sure if that's something you should be doing right now, and kind of thinking about those things, then this chakra may not have as much energy in it. It may not be spinning as freely as it would if you have a lot of hope for your future. It's going to be spinning much faster. Let's just kind of put it that way. All right. So if you are contemplating your life in your future and you're not really sure about what's going to happen, it's going to be moving much slower, it won't have as much energy in it. Okay. Now our next chakra. Excuse me, everybody. I'm so sorry for that. I am just recently getting over a head cold. I am so thankful that it was nothing more than a head cold. But it has left me with just a little bit of a dryness. But that's okay. We're going to continue on. So our next chakra is sitting right here. All right, is our solar plexus chakra. So if we're looking at this one, again, if I use my little finger and rest it in my belly button or navel and just rest my hand on top, that's where our solar plexus is. Now, I think you've heard before, people talk about their solar plexus as being an area of strength. All right. So when we think about that, everybody, that's really going along with what this chakra actually is. So this chakra is yellow. It is very much our sense of self. It's our strength. It's our determination. It's our ambition. It's our sense of I am or I will. So if you actually have some really good self-confidence, if you are very self-accepting, then this chakra is going to be wide open. But if you are someone who struggles with your self-esteem, if you're someone who struggles with your self-confidence, then you're going to find that this chakra is not as open as it should be. Now, this brings up a really good point. This is why we should really try to balance out the energy in all of our chakras. Because what do you think happens to people if they have a lot of energy in the second chakra? This little orange chakra right here that holds all their hopes and dreams. What if they have a lot of energy here? So they have a lot of hopes for the future. But what if their next chakra, their solar plexus chakra, doesn't have as much energy? So they don't have a lot of ambition. They don't have a lot of self-confidence. They don't have a lot of determination. Do you think they're going to be able to realize their hopes and dreams? Probably not. So this is why we should really try to keep this energy balanced between all of our chakras so that they're all working very successfully together. All right? So the next chakra, our heart chakra. Now our heart chakra is green. And our heart chakra is incredibly important because it's actually said that our 3 lower chakras are about our life on earth. Our 3 upper chakras are about our spiritual life. So the heart chakra is the gateway that keeps the energy flowing between our lower chakras and our upper chakras. Now, our little green chakra here, that's our heart chakra. This chakra holds our love. It holds our emotions. It holds all of our healing, especially with love. So what's so important about that is that it's actually been said that when you love another person, you actually build this energy channel or this energy tube from your heart chakra going to their chakra. And it's what gives you this energy tie of love to this other person. This is why breakups, or if you lose someone you love, can be so difficult. Is because not only are you separated from them physically, but you have to go through the process now of breaking these energy ties. You have to go through the process now of cutting that energy tube or that energy connection with this other person. And that's what can be so difficult. Now, I've had a couple of people even ask me about this. They've told me stories like they recently broke up with someone, and yet they can still feel this person in their energy. Is that possible? Well, probably yes, because they haven't broken this energy tube between their heart chakras. So they're still feeling a lot of that energy passing back and forth. Until you make a solid decision and hold that intention to break off that connection to this person, you're probably always going to feel their energy around you. And it's all about intention. Just set that intention that you are breaking that tie, that you are breaking that connection with this person, and energy will begin to dissipate. All right? But until you break that connection, you probably will always feel this energy flow towards this other person. All right? Now, before we take a look at the next chakra, I'm going to take a little bit of a sip here. All right. So now let's talk about our next chakra. Our next chakra is the throat chakra. Our throat chakra is very important. The throat chakra is blue. And the throat chakra is very important because it's our communication. It's our self-expression. All right. It's how we are able to communicate with people around us. Now, I have a lot of people tell me that they get very concerned about this chakra because they tell me things like, well, I'm not good with words, and I struggle sometimes to talk to people, and I'm not good in confrontations. Okay, I don't think any of us really love a confrontation. But we're not good with confrontations. Is there a problem with my throat chakra? No, there doesn't have to be. Because our throat chakra is all about how we're able to express ourselves, how we're all able to communicate. So if you sing, if you dance, if you love to paint or do artwork, if you love to write, that's all communication that you are putting out there. And so your throat chakra can be very open just from this idea of finding some type of artistic expression for yourself. So it doesn't always have to be just words. It doesn't always have to be spoken. It doesn't always have to be spoken communication, all right? It's just any way that you find to express yourself. And I'm going to blame that little flub on cold medication. So we're just going to keep moving on, everybody. That NyQuil will get to you. All right, so let's just go ahead and keep moving on, everybody. And I appreciate your patience with this so far. All right, so our next chakra, and as we said, I think I told you that that chakra is blue. So let's go ahead and take a look at our next chakra, everybody. This is the third eye chakra, and I think everybody has been hearing a lot about this one lately. Our third eye, our brow chakra, is incredibly important because you know what energy this is processing? This is all about your intuition. This is all about your dreams. For instance, have any of you had a dream and 2 days later it came true? Were you really amazed by that? Were you surprised? Well, if that happened, it's because your third eye was very open to that energy coming in. All right? So you took in that energy from your dream, and I think it's really like very prophetic. You knew someplace in your energy, you knew that these things were coming to pass. All right? And so that's all about that intuition that you have. A lot of mothers have a very wide open brow chakra because they have wonderful mother's intuition. It's just a sense of knowingness, knowing that something's happening, knowing that something's about to take place. Something has just gotten your attention. Have you ever had a sense of deja vu? And deja vu is actually that idea that you've gone to a place that you feel like you know you've never been before in this lifetime, and it's very familiar to you. Or you meet somebody that you know in this lifetime you've never met before, and yet they seem very familiar to you. That's what we mean by deja vu, and that's all coming in through your third eye, through your brow chakra. All right? Did I tell you that that color is, the color of that chakra is actually indigo? I want to make sure I get that in there. It's an indigo color. All right? I just happen to love color. I'm a very visual person, and so I just always like to talk about the colors. All right, so our very last chakra is very important. Our very last chakra is sitting right at the top of our head, okay? Right up here is our crown chakra. Now, our crown chakra can either be purple or white, which I think is wonderful because white is always the color of purity. Purple is always the color of spirituality. All right. So our crown chakra is very important because this is our connection to the universe. This is our connection to God. This is our connection to the source. This is our connection to all of nature. Excuse me again for just a moment. This is our connection to all of nature. All right. This chakra is our connection also to the Akashic Records. Now, if you've never heard about the Akashic Records, this is also known as the collective consciousness. And the collective consciousness is the idea that somewhere in the universe, every thought, every emotion, every idea, every dream, everything that has ever happened to you, not only in this lifetime but in past lifetimes, all of this is energy that is stored in the universe. Not just for you, but for every single person and every single living being. All of that energy, as we said before, energy cannot be destroyed. Energy can never die. Where does it go? Where it goes into the collective consciousness. Now, we don't need to think about this as some big file cabinet in the sky or some big storage room in a warehouse. Okay, it's not quite like that. Everything is energy. And because everything is energy, every thought you have is energy. Everything that has happened in your life is energy. So it all becomes part of the big energy grid that we all have access to. That is completely covering the universe, covering our world, covering our bodies, covering every living thing. All right? I like to think of the Akashic Records as everything that is, everything that was, and everything that will be. So it's past, present, and future. Now, it's actually said that if you have a very wide open crown chakra, you have amazing access to the Akashic Records. And there have been people throughout history who have been very noted for their ability to go into this collective consciousness and gather ideas and thoughts of other people. Edgar Cayce, who's known as the sleeping prophet, was actually known as somebody who could go into meditation, a trance-like state, and go into the Akashic Records and retrieve all of this information about people. Albert Einstein, who was one of my personal heroes, was actually said that Einstein was excellent at meditating. And so Einstein would actually meditate very deeply, and then he would be able to come through and share all of these amazing thoughts and ideas that he had. Where did he get these thoughts and ideas? Well, through meditation, he was able to go into the Akashic Records and take all of these ideas, and then his throat chakra was also wide open, where he was able to communicate these ideas out to everybody else. So it's very possible to connect with the Akashic Records. So let me ask you this. Have you ever had a thought or an idea for what you thought would be a wonderful invention or a great song or a movie or a book? You had this wonderful idea or this thought for some type of amazing product, and darn if somebody didn't beat you to it first. How did that happen? How did they beat you to that great idea? Well, remember that every thought and idea you have, you're actually putting out there as energy. And people can actually open up their crown chakra and take those thoughts and ideas back in. Who gets credit for it? Well, probably the person who also has an open throat chakra that they're able to communicate it, but also somebody with a very open solar plexus chakra that they have the determination and the strength and the confidence and the willpower to act on it first. That's why we have to keep our chakras in balance, because there are people out there who are open to all of your thoughts and ideas, right? You have the confidence to actually see them through first. All right. So we need to keep everything in balance. So our crown chakra, as we said too, is the way that we communicate with God, to nature, to the source, to a higher power, the higher self, however you see the energy that's out in the universe. Have you ever noticed, though, that animals seem to know when something is about to happen in nature? Have you ever noticed that animals can predict when storms may be about to occur. Animals know. How do they know? Well, every living thing has a chakra system. Every living thing is processing universal energy. If an animal has an open crown chakra, they're probably pulling in all this information about nature and all this information about the universe, processing it, knowing about it, and they respond to it. Now, I got a story I want to tell you about that. As I said, I always love to tell stories in these videos, so I'm going to tell you this story. This one day, my mother and I, we were taking this trip through the South, all right, and we were in Tennessee. We stopped in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, at this small hotel. Well, it was a small hotel, but anyway, we stopped at this hotel, and it was either called Landmark Hotel or Riverside, something like that. But it was a really great hotel because every hotel room had a back door. And we were kind of surprised when we got in our hotel room, saw this back door. What is that for? Opened it up, and it opened up into a balcony. So either you had a patio or a balcony, and you were along the riverside, which was so beautiful. It was so nice. So my mother and I, in the evenings, we would actually go out on the balcony, and we would sit by the river, and we would watch all the ducks. There were ducks everywhere along the riverside. So we were sitting there watching the ducks one evening, and all of a sudden this one fluffy white duck began to bark like a dog. I am serious. It was just the strangest thing. This little white fluffy duck started going ruff, 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 like a dog. And I looked at my mom and I said, "That duck is barking." And she's like, "Yeah, I heard it too. I heard it too." And this little white fluffy duck continued to just bark his little head off. And we're like, "Oh my gosh, why is he doing that?" Well, while that little duck was barking, all of the other little ducks suddenly turned in unison. They just suddenly turned as one. And they all started marching in around the barking duck. And as soon as they were all gathered together, they all turned as one, and they all stepped into the water. And as soon as that last little duck stepped into the water, this woman came walking by with the German Shepherd. And as soon as that woman had walked by with the German Shepherd, all those little ducks turned and came back out of the water and came up on the riverside again. Now, when that little duck started barking, that woman with the shepherd was nowhere to be seen. My mom and I didn't even know she was anywhere around. We couldn't see her. But that little duck knew that that woman was going to come by with that German Shepherd. And he started sending out the warning to all the other little ducks. He started communicating it out to all of the other little ducks, and they were all safe. How did he know that dog was coming? Well, his crown chakra must have been very wide open. He was sensing that there was going to be a change very soon coming, and he knew, and he alerted everybody else. Now, this is something I always find very interesting, is how come humans don't do that? How come we don't know when something is changing or something is about to happen? Maybe we do. Maybe we do, but we don't trust it. Our problem is not that we can't read or take in information about nature through our crown chakra. Our problem is we overthink everything. We stress out over everything. We get anxious about everything. We doubt ourselves and what we read and what we know through energy and through the universe. Can you imagine what this world would be like if we didn't doubt all of these things that we were picking up in nature? Nature is communicating to us all the time. We have access to the Akashic records. We just aren't paying attention. We either don't pay attention or we overthink it all. But animals just let it happen. They just know, they trust, they go with it, they don't overthink it, they just let it happen. I think that's pretty amazing. It's actually said that if our crown chakra, if every single person had their crown chakra wide open, all of us would be telepathic. All of us would be able to communicate without words. We'd just be reading each other's thoughts. It's a possibility. We just doubt ourselves so much on it. Okay? It's kind of like the 99th monkey idea and the 100th monkey idea. Okay? Because what that actually is that it's this idea that there are 99 monkeys on one island, and they're trying to figure out how to open up a piece of fruit, and they can't get it, and they're struggling with it. And as soon as the first monkey figured it out, all 99 monkeys got it at the very same time. But the very moment that all 99 monkeys got it, the 100th monkey on another island, the idea came to him as well too. So we can communicate like this. We can put our ideas, our thoughts out there. And if everybody's open, everybody can pick up on this information and really learn how to apply it and how to work with it. All right? It's all about us opening up our crown chakras, putting our thoughts and ideas out there, and being very open to receiving thoughts and ideas back. All right? So that is our chakra system, everybody. Our chakra system is incredibly important. It's what keeps us all very healthy, very vital. It's what keeps us open and connected to the source, to nature, to the universe. Taking in universal energy is what keeps us all in a state of grace. All right? And so it's really something to contemplate, to think about, to know, everybody. So thank you so much for paying attention to this video, for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. As I said, coming up in the next couple of videos, and hopefully my voice will be stronger. We'll be talking about healing. We'll be talking about the flow of the energy. And then after we're done with all that information, we're going to start having some fun. We can start getting into all kinds of different topics like crystals and plant medicine and pendulums and just all kinds of different things. So again, if there's some topic that you are interested in, that you'd like to know about, please comment. You can find me on Facebook. You can send me an email. You can write comments with these videos. Let me know what you're interested in studying. Also, everybody, please remember to like and share and subscribe to these videos so we can keep them happening. I hope you enjoyed the last video of the Iowa Metaphysical Fair. I'm on my way up to Council Bluffs next weekend, so I'm really looking forward to the fair there, and from there lots of fun things are going to be happening. So we'll keep the videos coming, everybody, and I hope you've really been enjoying them. And again, let me know if there's anything in particular you want to know about, and please subscribe, everybody, and we'll keep the videos flowing. All right, I'm going to blow some water now and take a drink. You all be safe, you all be happy. I love you all. You all have a good afternoon. Take care. Bye-bye.